A country music superstar, Toby Keith, says he will not let his recent cancer diagnosis define him.
News 9's Robin Marsh spoke exclusively with Toby, and she joins us now in studio here tonight. Robin, you talked about how he is handling stomach cancer. How is he doing?
Well, I tell you, that is the one thing everyone wants to know. How is Toby Keith doing tonight? He says he's been on a roller coaster ride, but his spirits are still good. I actually sat down with the singer at his Norman home recently. Tonight, one-on-one with Toby Keith.
This the big one?
Come on out, we're gonna jam.
A lot more action.
You shouldn't kiss me like this unless you mean it like that.
So many shades of Toby.
Keep forgetting those words.
Basketball for the alumni.
There goes the show in Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
We've seen them all.
How do you like me now?
42 top 10 hits.
I should have been a cowboy.
32 #1 songs.
I want to thank my family and everybody back in Oklahoma tonight. God bless y'all. Thank you so much.
40 million albums sold and more than 10 billion streams. Toby Keith is among the top 5 richest country singers in the world.
This is my 12th time seeing him.
Fill me up.
Let's hate the party.
Yeah.
Worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And to think just 30 years ago,
It's a brand new day.
this was all part of the beginning.
It's the spirit of Oklahoma, and the best is yet to come. TV 9, TV 9.
I want to thank the Almighty for allowing me to be here tonight.
Now it's Toby Keith's health making the headlines.
I bet y'all never thought you'd see me in skinny jeans. Don't let the old man in.
Noticeably thinner, the 62-year-old Oklahoma native has been in a battle with stomach cancer since his diagnosis in October of 2021.
He's knocking on my door. And I knew all of my life.
It's a lot of dark hallways.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
I am. Everybody's wanting everybody to do good in that world, you know. Songwriters are a little different than artists. Their egos aren't as goofy. That's a famous painting from Mel Tillis. Singles of the year, album of the year. Played defensive end for the Oklahoma City Drillers. There's the old jersey. That was when I was really stupid.
We sat down with Toby at his home recently in Norman,
I'm not gonna let this define what my future is.
where the singer was very open about his journey he's been on with cancer.
It ain't up to us.
Surgery,
It's not up to us
chemo,
to be successful.
radiation. Toby is still in treatment.
Cancer's a roller coaster, so it's like you just sit here and wait on it to go away. It may not ever go away. And if it goes in remission, it's still gonna be in the back of your mind. You still have to do scans and stuff.
How do you maneuver through those dark hallways?
Faith. Yeah, you have to have your faith. It's, thank God that I got it too. You take it for granted on days that things are good and you lean on it when days are bad, and it's taught me to lean on it a little more every day.
Have you experienced a peace that passes all understanding?
Oh yeah, yeah. I finally got to a point in the spring. I was diagnosed in October of 21, and I was going through all the chemo, and the first time I'd been through chemo and radiation surgery. And I just got to a point where I was comfortable with whatever happened. I had my brain wrapped around it, and I was in a good spot either way. So people without faith don't have that. It's the old-fashioned People's Choices on TV. These were the ones that Dick Clark hosted.
Yes.
That was all genre. It's heavy.
Toby says there are unexpected blessings in the middle of the storm. More appreciation for his wife, Tricia, of almost 40 years, their children and grandchildren. And another blessing coming from a song he performed last fall when he was honored as an icon at the People's Choice Awards. Toby actually wrote this song several years ago. It was inspired when he was on a golf trip with his friend Clint Eastwood, who was about to make a movie at the age of 88.
And I go, what keeps you going? He goes, I get up every day, don't lay around. I get outside, I go outside, I don't let that old man in. I was like, wow, okay. So I thought, you know what? I love that old man. I'm gonna go home, write him a song, send it to him.
Look out your window and smile. Don't let the old man in.
Eastwood loved Toby's song so much, he used it at the end of his movie, The Mule.
Don't let the old man in.
Toby says the song has a more personal meaning now.
What's your favorite line from that song?
My body's weathered and worn. Ask yourself,
How
how
would you be if you didn't know the day you were born? Try to love on your wife and stay close to your friend.
I think that moment, though, of your wife, she was wiping a tear away.
Yeah.
What does she mean to you, Toby?
Oh, she's been a trooper. She's the best nurse. She absolutely, the first time we went to Houston, the hospital, she stepped right in and she just took control and said, we got this, let's go. So she's like, we're gonna get this and don't worry about it. Every person in the room was just zoomed in and then you just deliver that message, and it got its due, and then it went #1 the next day. It was like trending like out of the... So now they've released it to radio. I was like, Toby's got a new song out. No, he ain't. It's 4 years old. You just didn't hear it the first time because they didn't play it.
And your life was in a different time then,
Yeah.
and so...
The moment was perfect.
Yeah.
But it found its home.
But don't let the old man
And Toby Keith finds his way back home on the stage tomorrow night. I'll take you to his shows in Las Vegas. They sold out so quickly. You'll see the concert.
Well, that's really nice of you, Robin. Tell everybody thank you.
And the gift I gave Toby that got this reaction.
This is great. This ought to be framed, and I'm gonna frame this up.
Don't miss it tomorrow night at 10. Robin Marsh, Oklahoma's own News 9. Oh, Robin.
Great story.
Great
That
story.
is. I mean, if you didn't,
So good.
if you didn't know anything about Toby Keith, you're gonna love him after just watching just that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you feel like you're the messenger for him, and I just wanted to do such a good job that it would honor him and his wife. And, you know, I just felt like he was so real and vulnerable about it all. And, you know, he just was leaned in the whole time that we were talking, and it meant so much.
You were saying that you were really only thinking it was going to be a 20-minute interview, and then he just sat there and he kept talking.
Yeah, we were there for a couple of hours with him. And, you know, I think some of the takeaways are that, you know, you're not defined by your circumstance. And that's what he said. He wasn't going to let cancer define him. And he even actually had 3 concerts in Las Vegas in December. And I think that's really a takeaway for all of us. You know, in good times and bad times, those circumstances don't have to define us.
Where does he find his strength? He seems very upbeat. His family, his fans. What is it that gives him the strength to fight cancer?
You know, the very first question that I asked him, he said if he didn't have his faith, that he would not make it. And so, I mean, he's a man of faith, and even a friend of mine had texted me tonight and said that when her husband was involved in something, that Toby called him and prayed with him about that situation. It's amazing because through social media, all the people that have had encounters with Toby Keith, I mean, one lady said he helped her grandmother up at the Women's College World Series, help her up the stairs, and that he's done so many things that are not out in public, generosity of helping through treatments and things like that. So I think that, you know, his body has been through a lot. He said it was a roller coaster, but his soul and his spirit are still very strong. And that's what I loved about meeting him and really getting a chance to sit down and visit with him.
You can just tell that he has such faith. Did he talk about how long it took him, though, to get to that point where he's like, okay, I'm good with this?
Well, he was diagnosed, you know, 2.5 years ago in 2021. And I think he's had his faith. He said to me that he's had his faith since he was a young boy, and that it's meant so much to him and his family. And I think when you meet someone of faith, you can just tell by looking into their eyes, the words that they're saying of what that means to them. And it is, sometimes it's a quiet thing and it's personal, but sometimes it is a public thing. And I think for Toby to share that is such a great message. And he said if that is his role, to be a messenger for what God can do in someone's life, then he proudly takes that on.
And you were in Vegas, and you got to see him. How many shows did he do in Vegas?
He did 3 shows in Las Vegas.
Recently?
So, yeah.
Yes, in December. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we went.
Wow.
What was that like for you to see that? I know that we might not get a chance to talk to you tomorrow, and you're going to get into that tomorrow, but just to see him on stage doing 3 shows.
I mean, it was amazing because, you know, I just thought after meeting him and, you know, he is still so strong in his spirit, but I thought, my gosh, to do a concert almost 3 hours long, he didn't miss a beat. And tomorrow night, you're going to see it. We take you to the show, and, you know, everyone sings along. His Warrior fans are like the best fans ever, and I can't wait for you to see part 2. And then we do give him a special gift.
Yeah.
Gotta see that.
It's kind of
Really
30
cool.
years all come together because he sang the TV9 jingle after Reba did it.
Still remember it.
And he said he'd do, I said, did you have to think about it? He said, no, I was just going to be on TV. I knew I needed to do it. So I can't
all he
wait
wanted.
for you to see it.
Yes or no? I'll be there.
It was one of his first contracts, really. I mean, come on.
You'll
was
see
great.
how much he got paid. I find the original contract.
I know.
You'll see it all tomorrow night. I can't wait for you to see part 2.
She told me, and I went, how much? You're kidding. It's Toby Keith. Anyway, it's great.
Thank you, and great,
Yeah, thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for being here tonight with
Well,
us,
Very good.
too. And make sure you catch that story tomorrow on Newsnight at 10 o'clock as well.
Thanks.